What's up, guys? BDigiCrypto here. Just wanted to go through a rig build with you guys. A lot of you guys probably wondering, how do you build a GPU rig and so on. Maybe some of you guys have done it but have questions or so on. It's super intimidating, especially if you've never built a computer before. In my case, I had never built one before, but got through it and then realized, oh, it's not as hard. So you maybe have been steering clear of this for a while just because it seems so intimidating, but we're going to go through a couple of things, right? You don't need that much, right? Motherboard, CPU, power supply, graphics card. You could start with one. We have 4 here. You're going to need GPU risers, 1 for each graphics card. We have a switch here because our motherboard did not come with a switch, and RAM. So I'm going to link all this stuff down in the bio. If you have questions, I'll have a couple links to some other resources where I did my first build that are very helpful. But this is basically going to be the basics of what you need and so on. Yeah, you don't need too much more than that. Trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. That should be it. Maybe you'll get a mining rig frame of some sort to bolt all this stuff to. Maybe you'll bolt it to a shelf or something. There's a couple different ways you'll see people do it. But yeah, this is basically the setup here. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and build this guy. All right. So you're gonna go to hiveos.farm. Google HiveOS, you can find it. It'll pop up. You're gonna wanna make an account here. It's the first thing you're gonna wanna do. All right, guys. Now, once you are logged in, you probably won't have a farm here, but you click this plus here. Farm name, you can do time zone, all that, auto tags, blah blah, save. Then you'll have your farm. Click on your farm. Now you have no workers found right now, so nothing is connected to your Hive account or nothing. So we're gonna go add one GPU or ASIC. We're gonna be doing GPU, so we're gonna do that. So we're gonna call this one. This one's gonna be for our 3070 rig. So we'll call it RTX3070 rig. Enter password. Can be whatever. You can have it randomly generate one for you or anything. Tags, you can put nothing. You can put GPUs, whatever. What else? Description, 3070 rig. Now add. There we go. So now you do this one of 2 ways. Once you fire up, Hive OS on your rig, we're gonna do the whole SSD and flash the image over to that in a sec. But once you are finished with all that and you fire up your machine, you can manually input this, if you have a monitor set up. But if you're not running a monitor, you can put this rig config file in your SSD and it will automatically fire up for you. So we're gonna download that guy. All right, now we're gonna go download Hive OS. Here we go. So we got ASICs, we want GPU. Now, for some of you may not have Etcher, you're gonna wanna go download this right here. So get that prior to, we already have it, so we'll open that up in a second. After you download Etcher, we're gonna go download Hive OS for rig, stable version. Now we're gonna let that download and we'll be right back to you. All right, now our HiveOS download is done. So open up Blinn Etcher. Here we go, flash from file. We're gonna go downloads. There's our HiveOS. Select target. Now it recognized our SSD that we had plugged in. Boom, select, flash. You're about to unerase unusually large device. That's fine, there's nothing on it. Yes, I'm sure. And we are flashing. We will be back as soon as this thing is all finished up. There we go, and we are all done with flashing over HiveOS to the new SSD. So let's pull that guy up and see what's going on. Okay, sometimes if it doesn't show up on here, we can unplug it and plug it back in. So let's try that. Okay, and there we go. We unplugged it, plugged it back in, and there it is. Hive. So we want to take our rig config file that we downloaded, and we want to, we want to drag it into Hive. There you go, rig.config. We just did that. Now we're gonna want to get rid of config example. And there you go. All finished up. Now you got Hive on your SSD. You got your rig config in there, so you should boot this thing right up and it should fire straight up. And that's about it. So let's get it all fired up and we'll move on to setting up the miner. And voila, there it is, all built up. So we'll make another video, you know, on our next rig of actually building it all up, but it's pretty simple. You know, you have power supply here and you have power coming off of these going to GPUs. These blue guys on the bottom are your GPU risers. Those just plug into the bottom of the GPU there. You'll have power coming off of your riser there, going to a SATA cable, which is going to your power supply. And then you got the USB that's going from the GPU riser to the motherboard in the back there. So you can see, you know, normally these longer, let's see if we can get in there, these longer slots here, you could just plug a whole GPU in there, and then you got these smaller ones that you plug risers into. You could plug risers into the big slots as well. You know, this motherboard in particular has 6 slots. We're only utilizing 4 of them right now. You know, we'll fill them up eventually. Here's our SSD. That's where you put HiveOS or Windows or whatever you're running on there. In our case, HiveOS. Then you got your RAM plugged in there. That's super simple. Just pops in there. Behind there, with the fan there, CPU. That's easy. It's got a little indicator on it. Just pop that guy on, make sure the indicators match up. Watch videos on YouTube if you don't know how to install that guy. Other than that, that's all that you literally do. You know, you have one of the SATAs going to your SSD as well as a power going from, you know, motherboard to the SSD. So Other than that, you got power going from power supply to motherboard right here by the RAM, and so on. And then that's about it, I believe, for all the connections. So yeah, once you get it all hooked up, then you're just gonna fire this bad boy up. So let's get this thing plugged in, and then we'll fire it up, and we will see you in Hive OS. All right, so we are all plugged in. We have power, Ethernet, HDMI for a monitor. You guys, if you're running Hive OS, you do not have to run a monitor unless you didn't drop your rig config file in. Then you'll have to pop a monitor on there to type in your ID and password to get Hive OS to connect. But yeah, so now we're all plugged in. Let's get this bad boy fired up. There it goes. Here's Hive OS, looks like it's going. There we go. Hive OS booting up. It should find our rig config file. While this thing gets fired up, we will go see you on the computer inside the Hive OS server. There we go. Looks like it found our graphics cards for GTX 3070s. I mean GTX RTX 3070s. So it is going. We're gonna turn this guy off. We'll see you on the computer. Alright guys, now we are back on the computer in our Hive OS, logged in. You can see Shop Farm now has one online now that we fired it up. So if you click on that, pulls up the one rig we already did. So it's, you know, all connected. That's all good. We're showing 4 GPUs. Let's see here. We're gonna want to set up a flight sheet so we can start mining. But first, to do a flight sheet, you must create a wallet first. So go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ETH, enter your address. So you're gonna want to grab your Ethereum address from whatever you're gonna end up depositing into, whether it's an exchange, cold storage, whatever the case is. You need to grab that, put that in there. Wallet name, just name it whatever. This is in a Voyager exchange for us, so we're gonna title that there. Source, there we go. And now save global wallet is just basically going to be, if you do this, you can, if you create a new farm, basically you can use this wallet in that other farm. If you don't do this, you're going to have to create the wallet again for that farm. Fetch wallet balance will just pull your balance from that wallet and show you. You can do it or you don't do it, because you could just look at your wallet either way. Create. So here, now we are at flight sheet. So it's now in your wallet sections if you did want to go see that. So now we're going to do the flight sheet. So coin, we're going to do ETH. Wallet, oh, I just clicked add wallet on accident. You can pick that one. Pool, you can select pool. There's a bunch here, you probably heard of them. We used Ethermine when we were on Windows, but you can use whatever. I mean, F2 pool, anything, Chew miners, whatever. So we're gonna stick with Ethermine. There we go. So now you could pick your pool server. We're in US, and then I'm gonna click US East as well because that's close to me. I'm gonna apply that. Now you pick the miner. So there's ETH miner, B miner, LLO miner. We used Clay miner in the past, but I think I'm gonna use NB miner this time. You know, so they have Nvidia and AMD on here both. So you can pick, you know, if you have AMD, you can run Team Red miner only, and so on T-Rex if you're on Nvidia only. But yeah, so that. Enter the name of the flight sheet. So basically, we're gonna go for this flight sheet. We're gonna name it the coin we're mining. Then we're gonna go our wallet, and then our pool. That way we know. So now that's good. And now we're going to click create flight sheets. And there we go. That's there. All right, now that we made our flight sheet, we are going to go back to workers. Click on your rig there. Should pull up your rig. You got all your GPUs here showing. Temps, so on. You're gonna go to flight sheet. Here's the flight sheet we just created, and you hit the rocket button and you click apply. Worker updated successfully. So now we should go back to overview. And then once this updates, it should give us our hash rates. So there we go. 52, 52, 52 mega hashes each one. Now these are not overclocked. We should be able to get just over 60 once we overclock them. We'll do that next. But yeah, there you go. So now you're up and mining and rolling, and that's all there is to it. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. You know, hit the like button, subscribe if you have not already, and we will bring you some more videos when we can. Leave a comment below. Appreciate it, guys. We'll see ya.